Hello again everyone, Chromatic Photophore here. Today I'm going to be countering my initial review of Nebula by SoundSpot. As a refresher, it's a multi-effect tool with a chorus, flanger, high and low pass filters, a delay, and an LFO tool all crammed together. You can get my initial impressions from my first video, but other than that, just understand I did not like the plugin very much. So, decided to actually use the plugin. Made a little 30-second track with several instances of Nebula. I have them all disabled to start, just using automation. So we're going to listen to the song first without Nebula active, then we'll listen to it with, then we'll kind of discuss everything afterward. You get the idea. So there's lots of problems with that mix right there. It's clipping really hard through my mastering plugin. The volume is way out of balance across the board. Very poorly mixed, very poor instrumentation and the like. So now we're going to turn on all these instances of Nebula just by scooting them kind of back over here. Why aren't you going any further? Come on. I think I have like a little piece of another clip hiding somewhere in this. So let's go ahead and listen to it now with everything active. So, very noticeable improvement. The mix is much clearer, significantly less clipping, a lot more movement, a lot more life to the track. Like, just using the plugin, kind of like when I reviewed Glitch and initially didn't like it, then actually used it, I found that this little plugin here has way more functionality to it than I expected. Things I hadn't really thought about was that I could, well, right here I have it sort of automated to an LFO. But one thing I hadn't really thought about was that I can actually use the filter as a sort of makeshift EQ to just do cuts of different frequencies, which was handy. I learned with the chorus that if you increase the feedback and lower the depth, you get something of a weird sort of crunchy reverb sound, almost like a very fast echo, which is kind of what you hear on the piano here. Little hard to hear because I actually wound up turning it down. It was kind of messing up my mix. So that actually added a lot more space to the song, which I enjoyed quite a bit. Again, most of the effects are still fairly basic. I did find that the LFO was like the secret weapon of this plugin, where routing it to the amplitude made it so that I could make a almost sidechain style bass, do the same thing with the string effect. So like that alone, just playing with that. I also played with low and high cuts for other plugins. So the LFO is like the powerhouse of this thing. It's really what makes this plugin into a actually pretty decent plugin, particularly for mixing. So I found that a lot of these different effects, though there are choruses that are better, flangers that are better, filters that are better, have more features, better delays. When I think about it, if I wanted just a quick and easy flange where I don't have to twiddle like 9 knobs, kind of like the normal FL Studio flanger, then this one can give me some really drastic results with very few tweaks, which is very nice. I feel like it's a lot easier to control than some other flangers or chorus plugins that I've worked with. I really like the fact that you can remove any stereo phase issues with the flanger and chorus by switching it to mono down here. So that was a really nice feature. So like, again, there are certain things that I still think that the plugin could use some work on. I don't understand why I can like put an LFO on the delay mix, the chorus mix, or the flanger mix. To me, I don't see as much of a use for those things. The low cut, high cut, and amplitude, though, yes, that's awesome, and has, as you could hear, it made a pretty dang big difference in the track. So kind of like Glitch, not any one good thing in here is particularly amazing, aside from perhaps the LFO. As I mentioned before, it does need some more targets that you could route it to. Having only like 6 doesn't seem, to me, still is kind of an issue. I was comforted to at least see that the plugin is not a waste of money completely. I would definitely get it on sale. I don't know that I'd pay the full price for it. So it's better than I thought. I'll probably actually use this a little more, particularly for the chorus and flange and the control that I have with those ones. The control is fantastic. But for a whole lot of other uses, I still might not use this one very much. I'll let y'all draw your own conclusions. I like the fact that I can actually get results with the plugin. I feel like it's still a little bit too much effort in a way for just one plugin having so many different features. I'd like for them all to be a little organized differently, like maybe even show everything in the same window. So that's my counter review. Not that much of a counter. I like the sounds I can make with it. Still am not a big fan of the plugin, to be perfectly frank. But again, I'll let you draw your own conclusions. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoy my content, please hit like and subscribe. That helps me out immensely. Again, I appreciate you taking the time to enjoy this, and hope you have a nice day.